The month of February 2025 is going to be a stacked month of great Pokemon Go content. On top of us getting the Go Tour event during this month, we're also going to be getting some really good raid bosses that you do not want to miss out on. Alright, how's it going everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going fantastically well, and let's dive right into it. Alright, so for this video, we're going to be talking about everything coming to Pokemon Go in the month of February. And let me tell you right now, this is actually going to be a pretty good month. We've had some ups and downs with Pokemon Go as of late. I think there's some players who are very frustrated with the inconsistency of good content when it comes to Pokemon Go. But I will say that for this particular month, Niantic is going with quality over quantity. And yeah, I think we should talk about all the details because there's definitely a lot of things you do not want to miss out on. The featured Pokemon for the month of February is going to be Dynamax Moltres, Mega Tyranitar, and Enamorous Incarnate Form. Now, out of these three Pokemon, Enamorous Incarnate Form is the one I want to highlight the most, mainly because this is an elite raid boss that's making its debut in regular 5-star raids. Now, during the month of February, we're going to see the following max battles. Between February 3rd to February 10th, we're going to have Squirtle, Machop, Krabby, Moltres, and Sobble in max battles. And then from February 10th to the 17th, we're going to have Machop, Cryogonal, Scorbunny, Skwovet, and Phalanx. And then from February 17th until the 24th, we're going to have Machop, Pidove, Grookey, and Phalanx. And then from February 24th until March 3rd, we're going to have Pidove, Darumaka, and Sobble. And then from March 3rd and March 4th, we're going to have Ghastly, Beldum, Pidove, Darumaka, and Sobble. Now, out of all of these, I will say the major highlight is, of course, going to be the Dynamax Moltres battles. Those are going to be quite difficult, very much like Dynamax Articuno. But if you're able to take it down, you're going to get yourself a really good Dynamax Pokemon. Now, appearing in Shadow Raids on the weekends until March 2nd, we're going to have Shadow Regirock appear in 5-star Shadow Raids. Now, this is going to be a pretty decent one, especially for PvPers, especially for those who are looking for a really good Ultra League Pokemon. I do believe Regirock is a pretty decent one, so this might be one worth going after, especially if you're someone who likes to collect shiny Shadow Legendaries. Now, in the month of February, we're going to have the following Max Mondays. On February 3rd, we're going to have Dynamax Moltres. On February 10th, we're going to have Dynamax Skwovet. On February 17th, we're going to have Pidove. And then February 24th, we're going to have Darumaka. And then finally, on March 3rd, we're going to have Beldum. And then when it comes to Mega Evolution raids, we're going to have Mega Medicham from January 24th until February 6th. And then Mega Tyranitar is going to be in Mega Evolution raids from February 6th until the 17th. And then from the 17th until the end of the month, we're going to have Mega Garchomp. Next up, let's talk about the raiding content for this month. Between January 24th and February 6th, we're going to have regular Dialga, and then from February 6th until February 17th, we're going to have Enamorous, and then from February 17th until February 24th, we're going to have both Yveltal and Xerneas in 5-star raids. Now, this also coincides with the various raid hours. We're going to have Dialga raid hour on February 5th, Enamorous raid hour is going to happen on February 12th, and then Yveltal and Xerneas are both going to get a raid hour on Wednesday, February 19th. And something really important to note is that starting on February 24th going until March 1st, we're going to have different raid bosses from the Unova region on every single day. On Monday, February 24th, we're going to have Genesect with all of its various drives in 5-star raids, and then on Tuesday, February 25th, we're going to have the Swords of Justice Pokemon, which is Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion, and then on Wednesday, February 26th, we're going to have the Terrian forms of Tornadus, Thundurus, and Landorus, and then on February 27th, we're going to have Reshiram with Fusion Flare, and then finally on February 28th, we're going to have Zekrom with Fusion Bolt. And then on March 1st and 2nd, which is the Unova Go Tour event, we're going to have various raid bosses related to that event. Next up, let's talk about what the events are going to be during this month. From February 5th until February 8th, we're going to have this Small Yet Strong event. I'm very curious to see what that event is going to be. And then on February 9th, we're going to have February Community Day. And then from February 11th until February 15th, we're going to have the Beloved Buddies event. This is likely the Valentine's Day themed event. And then on February 15th, we're going to have a Raid Day, which has yet to be announced. And then from February 18th until February 20th, we're going to have the Scattered to the Winds Legends event. And then from February 24th until March 1st, we are of course going to have the Road to Unova event. And then on March 1st and March 2nd, which is the end of the month and the beginning of March, we're going to have the Go Tour Unova Global event. And then finally, let's wrap this up by talking about the spotlight hours. So, during the month of February, we're going to have Carvana on February 4th with a 2x Evolution Experience bonus. On February 11th, we're going to have Love Disc with 2x Catch Stardust bonus. Inkay is going to have a spotlight hour on February 18th with a 2x Catch Experience bonus. Snivy, Entepig, and Oshawott are all three going to have a spotlight hour on February 25th with a 2x Catch Candy bonus. This last spotlight hour is definitely going to be themed around the Road to Unova event, so if you need any of these starters, this is definitely one spotlight hour you will want to pay attention to. So basically, the month of February is going to have a huge emphasis on both max battles as well as with raid battles. I really like the idea of Enamorus coming to raids instead of being in elite raids. I just feel like elite raids have been a big miss. They really haven't been that impactful to Pokemon Go, and we haven't even seen them in a while, and I think for good reason, because when it comes to elite raids, there's something that really is a big hassle for what they give you. I think there was a lot of really good potential there for them to do something really cool with elite raids, but when they had Enamorus as an elite raid boss, it was just such a huge miss. This is one of those Pokemon that's really just a trophy at this point. There's going to be so much better fairy types in the game, and they're going to be a lot more accessible. So yeah, I really do like the fact that Enamorus is just going to be a 5-star raid boss during this month. I think that's really fitting of where it should be. And yeah, I will say the same for other elite raid bosses like Regidrago and Regieleki. I think both of those bosses were also Pokemon that should have been in 5-star raids rather than elite raids. So yeah, I really am thankful that Niantic is bringing this Pokemon into regular raids, because I'm sure there's a lot of players out there who missed out when it was in elite raids, and for most of those players, they're finally going to be able to get this Pokedex entry, and maybe a decent fairy type as well if they lack in that area. But of course, at the end of the month, we're going to be getting Xerneas in raids as well, and that is going to be a much better fairy type option. So yeah, there's just a lot going on in Pokemon Go this month, and I'm really excited about it. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. Let me know your thoughts regarding the month of February down below. Is there any piece of content that you are looking forward to? I would really like to know what that is, and make sure you share those thoughts in the comments so that we can have a great discussion. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and found it to be informative. My name is Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you in the next one.